The night is April 14th, 1912. The air is sharp. The North Atlantic is unnervingly calm. Somewhere in the dark, a mountain of ice drifts silent and invisible, and the largest ship ever built is cutting through the water at nearly full speed. You know what happens next, but what if it hadn't? What if the Titanic had spotted that iceberg 30 seconds sooner? What if the lookout had binoculars? What if the helm had turned just a fraction faster? The ship glances the ice, or misses it entirely. The engines keep running. The music keeps playing. By the morning of April 15th, 1912, 1,500 people who were supposed to die are still alive. It sounds like a miracle, but the ripples don't stop there. The Titanic arrives in New York. The passengers disembark, the newspapers celebrate, and then nothing changes. That's the problem. Because the Titanic sinking didn't just kill people, it changed how the world thought about safety. The disaster triggered an immediate international maritime overhaul. The first SOLAS treaty, Safety of Life at Sea, was signed in 1914, forcing every ocean liner to carry enough lifeboats for every passenger. Wireless radio operators were required to stay on duty around the clock. Ice patrol in the North Atlantic became mandatory. These rules didn't exist before the Titanic. They exist because of her. If the Titanic never sinks, those reforms don't happen. Not in 1914. Maybe not for decades. Now picture 1915. A different ship, maybe the Lusitania, maybe another, goes down in bad weather. Not enough lifeboats. No coordinated distress signal. Hundreds die who could have been saved. The disaster that finally forces maritime reform is uglier, slower, and more preventable. And it doesn't stop at the ocean. The Titanic's sinking killed some of the wealthiest, most powerful men in America: John Jacob Astor IV, Benjamin Guggenheim, Isidor Straus. Their deaths reshuffled enormous fortunes, reshaped American philanthropy, and removed specific voices from the political debates of 1912 and beyond. Astor alone was worth what would be $2 billion today. He was a known opponent of the Federal Reserve. In 1913, 1 year after the Titanic, the Federal Reserve Act passed by a narrow political margin. Would it have passed if Astor had survived to lobby against it? Possibly not. The entire structure of American banking in the 20th century may hinge on 30 seconds in the dark. There's one more ripple. The Titanic became a myth, the unsinkable ship that sank. It entered the collective memory of the Western world as proof that human arrogance has consequences, that no technology is beyond fate, that confidence can kill. That myth shaped culture for a century. It produced cautionary thinking inside boardrooms, design studios, and engineering schools. The phrase unsinkable became a warning, not a boast. Without the sinking, there is no myth. There is only a successful maiden voyage, a footnote, a ship that ran on time. Your world is partly built on that wreck, the safety systems, the financial structures, the instinct to ask what could go wrong before declaring something perfect. The Titanic didn't just sink. It taught the modern world to be afraid of its own certainty. And that fear, as uncomfortable as it is, may have saved more lives than the ship ever carried.